Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Top Tips from Galaxy Australia. And these sessions are designed to help you save you time, streamline your data analyses in Galaxy, and make it easier to get your research done. Today's top tips are shared by Dr. Igor Makunin. He's Bioinformatics Support Officer at Galaxy Australia, and he's going to share his top tips for downloading and sharing data once you've finished your data analyses. So let's get straight into it. I'll hand over to you, Igor.
All right. So as Patrick said, today we will cover two things. We will cover data sharing and data download in Galaxy. Sharing, what is data sharing? What it is, essentially it is a permission for someone else to see and copy your data. Note that the data can be copied at any time. So it means that if someone creates a history and shared it and then modified it, then the person who see it will see the latest version, that version that is available at the time of a click. Also, data sharing does not affect your data. If you share the data, someone can copy it, but this person cannot modify your history. This person cannot modify your data. So your data will be fine. Usually the data is shared on the same Galaxy server. And it's very fast because there is no physical data transfer. And data also can be shared between different Galaxy servers. In this case, files will be physically transferred. So there will be some time for data transfer. Galaxy Training Network provides several pages of useful information for sharing. The links will be available with the video. Why we share the data? For example, the data can be shared with a collaborator or with reviewer. It can be shared on Galaxy Community Forum, and someone asks a question why the job failed, so they can share the history. And then there's some exotic cases. For example, we often share a history during training. So it means that if someone is a little bit behind, this person can import a shared history and catch up with training event. Generally, the main way to share data in Galaxy is through a history. And it can be shared through several ways. So I have a small history in here. And if I go in Galaxy, in history menu, there is a share or publish section. So if I click on it, this history is already shared, but the default option is unshared. So the history is not accessible by anyone. So if I click on this icon, the history will be shared, and there is a URL. So I can copy this URL and send it to someone or post it somewhere. So how we import a history via link. For example, imagine that you received a link. So you get a link, so you can click on a link, or alternatively, you can do and cut and paste the link in your browser and hit enter. Once you hit enter, you go to the Galaxy server, so it's a Galaxy Australia in this case, and you will see a history with import option. If we click on import, it will say import this. We can give it a nice name. We just say top tip. I will put a date, so it will be 24/10/30. You have an option to copy just active data sets or entire history, including deleted data. If the deleted files are purged, obviously you will not see the purged data, but you'll see metadata. So, and then we click on the Galaxy icon on the left, we get a refresh, and that's a history that was shared with me. There is a second icon here, make history publicly available. So if we click it here, the history will appear in published history in the server. So it's available in data, histories, public histories. And this is my history ggplot. It's available now, it's visible to everyone on the server. Now we go back to the shared menu, share and publish. Another option is to share with a user on a server. So if you know an email of another user who registered on the server, you can type an email here and click save. And it means that, again, I go to data and histories. This history will appear in history shared with me. Someone shared a history with me 1 year ago and it's still available. So it means that I can copy this history even now. Again, note that history sharing is very fast if it's happened on the same Galaxy server because there is no physical data transfer. Very similar thing, like a sharing of your data. Users can access data shared on Galaxy. So first, it's public histories, but also Galaxy provides things called data libraries. Data library on Galaxy Australia, data libraries grouped in 5 categories. There's 2 categories with training data and 1 category with gene annotation. When you import a file from data library, first it is fast and it does not eat into your quota because there's no physical data transfer. Right? So if you work with popular species like human and mouse, maybe consider using annotation available on Galaxy Australia. And so this is about data sharing. Now we will talk about data download. So why download the data? First, many public Galaxy servers do not store user data for a long time. On Galaxy Australia, we delete histories that are not active for more than 1 year. So make sure that data download is integral part of your analysis. Once you completed your analysis, download the results. Remember that you need to download not just data, but also information about the jobs. Right? So, for example, what settings were used, what version of software was used, right? Where you can find this information. For example, I have a scatterplot job, which is ggplot, one of the R packages. So if I use rerun, I'll see a settings. I see a version of a tool. And so you can copy it or write it down. Another option is to use an info button. Info button provides information about the files, settings available usually, and you can see a box with a command line, so you can copy the command as well. If you use a Galaxy workflow, this is also a very good option because a Galaxy workflow records both version of a tool and job setup. You also can export citations for the paper for software used in your analysis. How we do this? We click on a history menu, and there is a tool called option called export tool citation. There's just a 1 job, so there is a 1 citation. Also, please cite the Galaxy server you used for your analysis. There's a standard form that's available in help section, how to cite it. Again, if you need additional information about data download, check Galaxy Training Network. The links will be available. Multiple options for data downloads are available. What to consider when you download the data. So you have several optimal ways of doing it. If you have a big files, like very big files on over gigabyte scale, download of individual files is the best option. So there's a save icon, click on it, and it goes down. If you have a big histories with multiple small files, well, consider creating a collection. So what you do, basically you bundle file together and download it as a single file. So you activate, select multiple items, you select the files, and for files, you create a collection. It's called, in this case, list. I will not hide these files, just give it a name. Now I see my collection downloads. So you go inside the collection, you see the file, and you click a download. The advantage of this option is that it preserves the file names. Another option for small histories can be exported into archive. So if you click at history option, there's an option export history to a file. You can change some compression option, and if you click on it, it will create a link. So you can use this link for download, you can share this link, or it's a link to a zip archive. The advantage is that it has information about the metadata. The disadvantage is it's very slow, and it's very slow on big histories. So it's usable on, say, relatively small histories. And this is all what we want to cover for today. And if there is any questions, that's the time to ask.
Thanks, Igor. That's a really awesome summary of all the different ways to download and share your data. So we'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much for sharing your top tips with us today, Igor, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.